Hello and welcome, F5 community. It is May 3rd, 2023, and you are tuned into Dev Central's live stream coverage of F5's quarterly security notification. In November of 2021, F5 began a cadence with our community to reduce friction in our customer production environments, whereby we release notifications of all security vulnerabilities in a once per quarter fashion so that we can all do this planning together. And as part of that, we're here with this live stream to go ahead and answer any questions that the community may have today. Now, Dev Central is also partnered with F5's security incident response team to deliver any coverage that we need. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring on my partner here, Aaron Brailsford. Good morning. How you doing, Aaron?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm good. You, Aubrey?
I'm doing pretty well. I think it was a decent morning so far for me. That may not have been the same for you, but I will let you deliver the news to the community. So I think you've got a presentation which I will add.
Thank you. I do indeed. Yep, like you say, this is the May quarterly security notification, which went live at 7 a.m. Seattle time, so a little about an hour and a minute ago. This morning, emails are going out to everybody who's subscribed to our security alert mailing lists. So if you are subscribed and you're watching this, you should be getting that if you haven't already. So in this QSN, we have 10 vulnerabilities being disclosed. The good news, again, there are no critical severity vulnerabilities, which is always good news. There are 6 external researcher reported vulnerabilities in this QSN. That doesn't really impact things in terms of patching or remediation or mitigation, but it is something that we monitor because it sometimes drives news cycles that point to our QSN. As it says here, this QSN impacts BIG-IP, BIG-IQ, Next SBK, the Nginx management suite, and the APM clients products, but there is no impact to distributed cloud services or Silverline, Next CNF, Asper Mesh, or any other Nginx products. So that's good news if you only run those. As always, we announced the date of the next QSN with this QSN. So the next QSN is August the 2nd. 2023. Just to drill down a little bit into what we've just disclosed, we have 6 high severity vulnerabilities and 4 mediums. They predominantly impact BIG-IP, as you can see here. 7 of them impact BIG-IP. 1 also impacts SBK. 1 BIG-IQ and 2 for Nginx. Only 2 of those BIG-IP vulnerabilities are data plane. All of the rest for BIG-IP, BIG-IQ, and Nginx are control plane. They will require an authenticated attacker to have access to the management interface of the affected product. So if you are not new here, you're probably well used to the fact that your management interface should be on a secure network. Access should be limited to trusted parties, and so on and so forth to mitigate those risks. The 2 edge client issues are also data plane issues. They are fixed in Edge Client 7.2.4.1, which came out about a week ago. No, about a month ago, actually, 7.2.4.1, I think. So just in summary, as we always say, if you're on the latest release at the point of the QSN, you're in a good place. And so we can confirm that all of the versions there have fixes, with the exception of 1 vulnerability that doesn't have a 14.1 fix, but is fixed in all of the other branches. You'll note that 17.0 is absent from this list. With the advent of the 17.1 release, we highly recommend customers that were running 17.0 to move to 17.1. It will pick up fixes more quickly, and also 17.0x goes end of software development at the end of June. So it has a very short lifespan left. You'll note there's no 13 version listed here. That's because version 13 went end of software development in December 2022. So there are no fixes anymore for version 13, and there won't be any going forwards. The Nginx management suite is unusual. We don't often disclose vulnerabilities in that one, but if you're running Instance Manager 2.9, API Connectivity Manager 1.5, or Secure Monitoring 1.3, you already have the fixes. And I strongly suspect our Nginx customers keep more to the bleeding edge, perhaps, than big IP customers. And that's it in a nutshell. Like I say, it's a pretty small QSN, only 10 items. It should be relatively easy, I think, to determine how impacted you are, and make a determination from there.
Fantastic. Well, before I ask you any more questions about this, I did want to just mention to the community, if you're out there checking us out on the live stream, please go ahead and put any questions that you've got in your comments. We are happy to try to answer them live as you need. Now, if you have no other questions, of course, that's okay too. I think that we've got what would appear to be, I guess, something fairly mild. If I were looking at this as a former sysadmin who had to take care of some big IPs, that's my assessment. And would you care to kind of characterize, Aaron?
Yeah, this is a pretty mild QSN. The only risk factor here, like I said, is the fact that 6 of these were reported to us by external researchers. And that doesn't impact how critical or otherwise, the severity of these vulnerabilities. It just means that there might be a little more attention on those vulnerabilities. And that's something that we monitor closely. So, we keep an eye on, and we have close relationships with the press. We monitor Twitter, the dark web, and all of those kind of outlets to see if there is any chatter being driven around our vulnerabilities.
Okay, and it looks like the community is responding in a similar fashion. So it's good. We like that there are no criticals this quarter. So, well, any other questions out there, community? It looks like you guys are pretty quiet this morning, which is good, right? I think that's something that we all want to know. Now, we did announce that the next one was when? It was August
the 2nd.
August 2nd. Okay. So August 2nd, we will have another quarterly security notification. And since I am seeing no other questions on here at all, I'm going to assume that everybody out there has access to some of the other resources that we provided. There is a YouTube video that has a static version of this content as well. Then there is also our podcast, which is available on all major podcast platforms. Now, both of those, the video and the podcast, were released at 7 a.m., which is that's Pacific Standard Time, which is the time that we are able to release our vulnerabilities to the world. Then we have an hour to prepare, for this live stream. So, looks like we had enough time this time, Aaron. And I guess we'll be able to prepare for the next one coming up in August. So. Yeah. I guess with that one, I'm going to say thank you very much for tuning into a nice, simple live stream quarterly security notification from F5 Dev Central and Security Incident Response Team. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great F5 day.